Hello again, I am Blunty, and this is the iPhone 4, in case you've been living in a cave on the planet Venus for about the last 6 months of your life, in which case, welcome back to Earth. It still sucks as much as you left it, but now we got this thing. It would mean a lot to me if we could do this without all the fanboy and hater crap that usually goes along when anyone anywhere posts an opinion about the iPhone, because look, yes, it is just a phone, but it is a damn good phone, and that's why people get excited about it. If you don't get excited about the iPhone and you think all Apple owners are mindless zombies falling in line with a marketing machine or some bullshit like that, then just bugger off. You don't need to watch this review. You don't need to hear what another person thinks about the iPhone. You've already made up your mind. So get out of here. Leave the people alone who came here to find out what I think of the iPhone and if they should consider buying one and if it lives up to the hype and all that sort of stuff. Just piss off, because we don't need you here. And if you are an Apple fanboy, piss off, we don't need you here either, because you've obviously made up your mind already. You don't need to hear me rattle on about it. So I'm just going to give you an honest-to-goodness opinion piece about my first week with the iPhone 4. Okay? Can we do that? First things first, let's talk about that antenna problem, that little magical line that everyone's all fussed about, and if you do that to it, thing screws up the signal and all that sort of stuff. Well, I've tried to do the death grip thing, and I've tried it all over Sydney. I've tried it in really good signal areas, I've tried it in bad signal areas, I've tried it 2 stories underground in a subway station and train station. I've tried it in office buildings and in department stores and way out in the suburbs and stuff like that. And guess what? It's not a problem. Seriously, if you go onto any Australian forum that talk about technology or Apple stuff specifically, or mobile phones and anything like that, you will find pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of new Australian owners of the iPhone 4 that are going, what the hell is the big deal about this death grip thing? I can't get it to do anything. As I guessed might be the case, the death grip antenna issue has a lot more to do with AT&T in the States than it does about the design of the antenna itself. Yes, the specific way they design the antenna does leave this particular phone more vulnerable to doing that than any other phone on the market, purely because of the way it's designed. But in real use, in day-to-day use, I haven't been able to even force it to be a problem. Even less of a problem when you get a case on the damn thing, which I do anyway, and I chose this case here. It's a third-party case. It's from Gecko or something. And the reason I like this case is because it's like the bumper case, and it looks kind of good on the phone because you got that white little border around it, which I think sort of sets it off quite nicely. But instead of the bumper case, which just goes around the outside, this one has a plastic backing as well, which helps protect the back, which is glass, of course, on the iPhone, from being scratched, because that's where it sits down on a table when I put the damn thing down. And I don't want to, someone bumps that, it scratches along the table. The glass is supposed to be tough, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I like the case because it's got that rubberized feel, so it feels more grippy in my hand. The media have made a huge deal out of something that isn't actually that huge of a deal. Even without a case, not much of a problem. And with a case, who cares? Right, can we just stop talking about the antenna issue now? Can we? We're done with it. Okay, moving on. The screen on this thing is magnificent. Ha! It is gorgeous. And you know when Steve Jobs got up on stage and he went, it's a new Retina display, and we've made it so pixel dense that you can't even see the pixels and all that sort of stuff. And I'm thinking, yeah, marketing hype. I'm sure the screen's quite lovely as you would hope it to be, but it really is unbelievably fantastic. The pixel density is so deep that when you're looking at this thing, particularly indoors with full brightness on, especially then, it looks like, it doesn't look like a screen. It looks like a printed page that's come out of a photo printer, a really nice photo printer. It really looks printed on there, and it's amazingly crisp and sharp, and it does make a huge difference. It just doesn't look, purely pretty, and I can't show this on camera just because of the nature of the way the camera works. I can't directly compare it to the old iPhone, but in maps and things like that, when you're looking at a map with the old iPhone 3 and 3G and all that sort of stuff, you'd have to pinch zoom, so you could zoom right into the map and actually read the names of all those little side streets. With the screen on this thing, you don't have to do that because it is so crisp and sharp. You can clearly read even tiny text Even when I don't have my glasses on, which I normally need for computer use and reading and stuff like that, even without those, it is so easy to read tiny text, and the screen is amazing. It's bright, crisp, clear, unbelievably sharp. AMOLED screen from Samsung. They are brilliant. And again, you can't see this direct comparison on a camera just because of the way the camera works, and particularly YouTube and compression and all that sort of stuff. But this screen I thought was brilliant. But when you put it up next to this screen, even it looks primitive. You can, hello there, I can see pixels. It's retarded. Anyway, the screen is brilliant, and yes, it does live up to all the hype. The camera in this thing is amazing. Literally amazing. It is leaps and bounds above what it was in the 3GS. And I'm not just talking about it because it's high def now. I mean, it was 640 by 480 in the thing, and 720p now on the rear-facing camera at least. 640 by 480 on the front-facing camera. We'll get to that in a minute. But the rear-facing camera, brilliant, especially for guys like me who do video pretty much all day, every day. I'm thinking about doing video because it's, you know, part of my life. And this thing is amazing. Stunning. I'm so happy. I've been playing with it on the video function every day, all day since I've had it. So a week's worth of just messing with it and pulling in video and aspect ratios and screwing with the video and in different lighting conditions and different environments and different levels of noise and all that sort of stuff. And the camera and the microphone on this has outperformed the other cameras I usually use. I usually carry around with me for that kind of thing, the small portable cameras. I mean, this is my big high-def camera, which I'm recording this on now, but I don't have that with me all the time because it's big and huge and heavy and stuff like that, and I've got a big wide-angle lens on the front, which is, you know, can be fragile. But for the things like I used to carry around the Sony Bloggy camera, or other people carry around the flip camera, or any number of those other super portable sort of portrait-style high-def cameras that are out these days. Kodak have got some and all that sort of stuff, and a lot of them are really good, and the Flip Ultra HD is considered one of the best, and I've compared footage from this with the Flip Ultra HD. This will usually kick its ass. Front-facing camera, as I said before, 640 by 480, not the best, not the worst. It does its job. I've done a lot of self-portrait videos and fed that into my video stream, and as long as you've got decent lighting, it looks alright. One thing that they've done to it, though, is it will push gain way too far up. So if you're recording in crappy lighting conditions, you're not just going to get a dark picture. It'll push the gain right up. So you're just going to get this horrible, noisy picture with all these noisy little pixels, and, you know, it just looks awful. But they've done that for a reason, because when you use that camera for FaceTime, you know, you're sitting in your dark lounge room or whatnot, talking to Granny over in Norway or whatever. You want to. It doesn't really matter that the picture doesn't look the best, so long as they can see your face. Even if the picture is full of horrible, horrible video noise that I would never imagine publishing or using in a project, it doesn't matter if when you're using the video conferencing, because all they're concerned about is you know, seeing you. So that's why they've allowed that front-facing camera to push the gain way, way, way up. So you've got to be conscious about your lighting when using it. But other than that, it's fine. It's better than the 640 or 480 camera that's in the 3GS, probably. I haven't messed with the front-facing camera as much as I have in the 3GS, obviously, because that was the one and only choice in 3GS, and it's kind of hard to resist using a 720p camera in this. But for what it does, it works brilliantly. And again, portrait or landscape doesn't matter. You can be perfectly happy in either orientation. So if you want to use it for videos, doing YouTube videos, make sure you've got halfway decent lighting. You know, even a lamp or two. It doesn't need to be studio lights or anything like that. Just get enough light on you so it doesn't ramp up that gain and make everything look atrocious. The fit and finish, the manufacturing of this piece of hardware is of a standard I have never seen before in a mobile or any portable device. Even my MacBook looks like it was put together by drunken monkeys compared to this thing. Everything is just it's like military precision. It's been put together with you know, lasers and microscopes and stuff like that to be the most. It feels like it's just a solid thing, and you know it's being put together by, you know, hundreds of different little bits and pieces and stuff. But the end result, you just get this slab in your hand, and it feels like a solid slab. And I'm going to use the M word, it feels magical. And I hate that when they use it in marketing, but that's the kind of impression you do get, because it just sits there as one complete, perfectly formed little unit, and you know, you can't get a grain of sand between the seams on it and everything like that. It just sits there going, Yes? What did you expect? Is it worthwhile upgrading if you've already got an iPhone 3GS? For me, absolutely. In a heartbeat, no question. The camera alone is worth it. The screen is just a triple double rainbow bonus. The fit and finish is terrific on it. Front facing camera, very handy again for people like me who just do a lot of video stuff. I don't think I'll ever use FaceTime. I don't want to use that. I make very few voice calls as it is, and I don't find myself using very many video calls. But it works if you want to use it. It works and it's there and it's fine, no worries. Battery life has been improved, but not incredibly dramatically. I mean, you're not going to go an extra day on this thing. You'll get maybe an extra between in use, in real world use. I found it last between 15 and 25% longer ish. You know, that's a very subjective thing because every day I'm using it slightly different. I'm using it for a different amount of time on Wi-Fi or a different amount of time on 3G, or I'm taking more video or more photos or anything like that. But on average, the experiential feeling of it is that I am winding up with more battery in reserve at the end of the day than my 3GS would have. And that's been consistent. It's not some days, ooh, that looks a little bit more than I would have. It's every day I look at it and go, that battery icon is fuller than my 3GS usually is at this time of day. So, but it's not a world of difference. But it is nice to have that little extra padding, that little extra reserve that might get you through to, 4 a.m. the next morning when you're out drinking yourself stupid or something like that. It's just nice to have that little extra padding. All right, so that's my take on the iPhone 4. I think it is brilliant. It is a significant step up from the 3GS and like 3 or 4 times the step forward as the 3GS was over the 3G. So if you're sitting there and you've got your 3G or even a 3GS and you're thinking about, is it worth upgrading? It probably is. I mean, I've been having a lot more fun with the camera alone. I've been shooting a lot more. I've been taking a lot more photos. I've been doing a lot more mobile video just because the camera is that much better and it makes the whole experience a lot more pleasant. Before I was using my 3GS just an emergency, just as, I need to get that on tape, or I want to take a photo of that, but I haven't got my other camera on me. Fine, I'll use the 3GS. There we go. Boom. All right, that's acceptable. That's decent. But with this, it's like, that's amazing. I need to get video of that. Wow, I'll use my iPhone. Oh, it looks brilliant. And it adds a whole new swell of excitement and eagerness to be able to take really good-looking photos and take really good-looking video. And I'm not just talking for a phone. I'm talking really good-looking photos and really good-looking video for a camera device that'll fit in your pocket. It's the best phone I've ever owned. And I'm looking forward to the iPhone 5 or whatever Apple does next to make this even better. So thanks for watching. I'm Blunty. I'll catch you next time.